The Earth may be a large, beautiful place about which we are continually fascinated, but in comparison to the cosmos, it's a mere speck. Since technology enabled the launch of rockets and satellites into space, the human desire to discover the unknown has grown. How shall we move forward? A traveler is transmitting data for us to evaluate, and it has recently issued a grave warning that will affect everything. Join us as we assess all Voyager has learned to date, the ominous message, and what it may mean for the future. So, let's start our video. To get at the current condition of affairs, we must first examine the origins of everything. This was the first launch of the Voyager and the Voyager 2 spacecraft. Contrary to its name, Voyager 2 was the first spacecraft to depart from Earth. The launch was successful. On August 20th, 1977, however, Voyager 1 was launched on September 18th, 1977. Both spacecraft were on their way to explore the universe and were the first to simultaneously acquire photographs of the Moon and Earth. This occurred immediately after the launch, marking the beginning of NASA's place in history. However, the mission involved considerably more than simply orbiting the Moon. Its purpose was to investigate the solar system in great detail. The entire undertaking was organized, although the solar system is shown as being entirely spherical. This is not the case, as the orbits are all variations of an oval. There are only a few occasions when all the planets are precisely aligned in a manner that permits efficient space travel. August and September of 1977 was a window in which all the planets on the Voyager's initial track would be on its path, allowing it to reach its destination without deviating considerably from its course. This was of paramount significance as Voyagers are neither fueled by solar energy nor traditional fuel. They employ RTGS. Given that the Voyagers had a considerable journey ahead of them, it was imperative that they be utilized as effectively as possible. With close-up photographs, the Voyagers have reached Jupiter ascending to Earth 4000 within a year. In addition, it detected 2 new moons and an additional ring. Within the first year, it became clear that the $865 million spent on space probes were justifiable. We cannot overlook the reality that it is necessary to comprehend the solar system in which we exist, despite the fact that some may disagree. With each passing second, the ships communicated an increasing amount of collected data, and as time passed, strangeness increased. After successfully completing its mission to Jupiter, NASA expected the Voyager to make its journey to Saturn, which proved to be more challenging than anticipated. In addition to the rough terrain and numerous space rock collisions, the Voyager discovered 4 previously unknown moons around Saturn. Titan, the largest moon, was one of the new discoveries, and it brought to light the fact that in addition to lacking knowledge, we also lacked significant details. At this point, the initial expedition's travels were officially completed. The spacecraft was guided away from Neptune and Uranus and towards the limit of the solar system by NASA's scientists. The second Voyager was to assume its station and go to the planets, and he has performed admirably. On August 25th, 2012, the Voyager spacecraft officially passed the boundary of the solar system. However, before he did so, it sent us a snapshot of the entire solar system, including all of the planets. It was the first time we realized how little Earth is in the grand scheme of things. It then rushed past the heliopause and heliosphere, passing the edge of the solar system and beginning its journey beyond it. The primary objective of the Voyager's mission was solar system exploration. No one could have foreseen that technology from the 1970s would last this long, much less reach interplanetary distances. Even while the Voyager is not in its pristine condition, it once was, and many of its components had to be disabled to maintain its decades-long functionality. Despite this, there were never any major issues with the camera's functionality or the transmission of data back to Earth. Given that we may still receive information from outside the solar system, waiting a few hours for a transmission may not be all that terrible. All of this, however, has been called into doubt this year. Voyager is currently roughly 15 billion kilometers from Earth. Even though the spacecraft appears to be operating correctly, its transmissions have exhibited some peculiar anomalies. The spacecraft had trouble detecting its location and intended destination. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.